You wake up to the soft hum of morning, the world still cloaked in dawn's quiet mystery. But as you reach for that familiar breakfast, a shadow falls over your kitchen table, a secret you were never meant to uncover. What if the foods you've trusted for years, the ones you thought were fueling your day, are silently betraying your body? For those of us over 60, every bite is a choice between vitality and risk, and the wrong ones could be stealing your energy, spiking your blood sugar, and tightening the grip on your heart. I'm here to pull back the curtain, to reveal the 7 breakfast foods you must avoid to protect your health. Truths the food industry doesn't want you to know. Stay with me, because this could change how you live every single day. Don't forget to subscribe to Golden Memories. Let's start with sugary breakfast cereals, those colorful boxes lining the shelves, promising a quick, nostalgic start to your morning. You've seen them marketed as heart healthy or fortified with vitamins, but don't be fooled. These are wolves in sheep's clothing. Most cereals, even the ones that seem wholesome, are loaded with added sugars and refined grains. A single bowl can pack more than half your daily sugar limit, 25 grams for women, 36 for men, according to the American Heart Association. That sugar hits your bloodstream like a tidal wave, spiking your glucose and setting you up for a crash that leaves you foggy and drained by mid-morning. For seniors, this isn't just a bad start. It's a direct threat to blood sugar stability, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. And those refined grains. They're stripped of fiber, offering no staying power, leaving your gut hungry and your heart unprotected. Swap them for whole grain oatmeal with no added sugar, topped with fresh berries for antioxidants. Your body deserves fuel, not a sugar trap. This isn't just breakfast, it's your first line of defense. Now, let's talk about white bread and bagels, those soft, comforting staples you might toast up without a second thought. They seem innocent, but they're made from refined flour, stripped of fiber and nutrients. One slice of white bread has just 1.5 grams of fiber, barely a whisper of what you need to keep your gut healthy and your blood sugar steady. For those over 60, this is critical. Low-fiber foods cause rapid glucose spikes, stressing your pancreas and increasing your risk of diabetes. And it's not just your blood sugar. Refined carbs like these contribute to weight gain and heart disease by clogging arteries over time. Your energy. It crashes as fast as it rises, leaving you sluggish. The food industry pushes these as convenient, but they're a slow poison. Choose whole grain bread or a sprouted grain option instead. Rich in fiber, they keep you full and your heart strong. You're not just eating for now, you're eating for the years ahead. Pancakes and waffles, dripping with syrup and butter. Oh, they're a morning indulgence, aren't they? But here's the dark truth. These breakfast favorites are a sugar and fat bomb. A typical stack, slathered in syrup, can deliver a day's worth of sugar and unhealthy fats in one sitting. For seniors, this is a triple threat. The sugar spikes your blood glucose, the saturated fats raise cholesterol, and the lack of protein or fiber leaves you hungry soon after. Studies show that diets high in refined carbs and fats increase the risk of heart disease and weight gain, especially as metabolism slows with age. And that's syrup. It's often just high-fructose corn syrup, a known driver of inflammation and insulin resistance. If you love pancakes, make them with chickpea flour or oats, topped with fresh fruit and a drizzle of honey. You're not giving up joy, you're reclaiming your health. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, and ham, crispy, savory, and oh so tempting on your breakfast plate. But these are silent killers for seniors. Packed with saturated fats, cholesterol, and sodium, they're linked to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. One serving of bacon can have over 500 milligrams of sodium, nearly a quarter of your daily limit, spiking blood pressure and straining your heart. For those over 60, with a higher risk of hypertension, this is like pouring salt on a wound. And the preservatives? They're tied to inflammation, which accelerates aging and chronic disease. You don't need to ditch protein, just choose better. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or even a plant-based option like tofu can give you the fuel without the risk. Your heart's been beating for decades. Don't let a breakfast choice stop it. Fruit juice and smoothies sound healthy, don't they? You pour a glass of orange juice or blend a fruit-packed smoothie, thinking you're doing your body good. But here's the hidden truth. Most juices and store-bought smoothies are sugar bombs in disguise. A single glass of orange juice can have 20 grams of sugar, almost as much as a soda, with none of the fiber you'd get from eating the whole fruit. For seniors, this is a recipe for blood sugar chaos, especially if you're managing diabetes or pre-diabetes. Even homemade smoothies can be a trap if they're heavy on fruit and light on protein or fiber. Without balance, they spike your glucose and leave you hungry. Blend a smoothie with spinach, avocado, and a scoop of unsweetened Greek yogurt instead. Or eat a whole piece of fruit like berries, low in sugar, high in fiber. You're not just drinking breakfast, you're deciding how steady your energy will be. Breakfast bars and granola, grab and go, marketed as healthy, but often just candy in disguise. Many are loaded with sugar, artificial sweeteners, and unhealthy fats, with little protein or fiber to keep you satisfied. Some bars have as much sugar as a candy bar, up to 20 grams per serving, spiking your blood sugar and setting you up for an energy crash. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame are linked to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, despite being sold as healthy. And granola? It's often packed with added sugars and oils, turning a seemingly wholesome choice into a calorie-dense trap. Make your own energy balls with oats, dates, and nuts, or choose a bar with at least 5 grams of fiber and protein and less than 5 grams of added sugar. You're not just snacking, you're protecting your future. Finally, let's talk about coffee creamers and flavored yogurts, those little luxuries that make mornings feel special. But they're hiding a sinister secret: artificial sweeteners, trans fats, and added sugars that wreak havoc on your health. Coffee creamers, even the light ones, often contain trans fats that raise cholesterol and increase heart disease risk. Flavored yogurts. They can have 15 grams of sugar per serving, more like dessert than breakfast. For seniors, these choices disrupt blood sugar, inflame your body, and sap your energy. Opt for unsweetened Greek yogurt with a handful of nuts or a splash of milk in your coffee. These small swaps aren't just about taste, they're about giving your body the respect it deserves after all these years. You've just heard the truth about 7 breakfast foods that could be undermining your health. Sugary cereals, white bread, pancakes, processed meats, fruit juice, breakfast bars, and coffee creamers. Each one is a choice that could tip the scales toward fatigue, heart strain, or blood sugar chaos. But you have the power to choose differently. You're not just eating breakfast, you're building a foundation for energy, clarity, and a heart that keeps beating strong. Start tomorrow with whole grains, lean proteins, and fresh fruits or veggies. Let every bite be a rebellion against a system that profits from your sickness. You're not just over 60, you're wiser, stronger, and ready to live with purpose. Take this secret, make it yours, and change your mornings forever.